Good night, fellow punters. 9:25, the clock on the wall says on Saturday night. Back with a look at the card for Derby 2023 tomorrow and the Curragh. Long odds on favourite, so he should duly oblige, you would imagine. Got home this evening, I think about 6ish. Woke up 12 hours earlier to brilliant sunshine in Ballyvaughan. Breakfast after 8. Went for a walk on the pier there. Nice, quiet little place. See the hotel down the street from where we were staying, closed, full of Ukrainians. That's the first one I've seen on the Atlantic Way. It's apologised for their customers that to be back soon. It's supposed to be back when the money runs out. The people then that I was with for the week, we went to Athlone Castle, on to Trim Castle and the Hill of Tara. They actually said that the place they stayed last night in Ballyvaughan was the best of where they stayed. The reason being they were all wet. Their clothes was wet yesterday, and there was a mix-up over where I was staying. I was supposed to be staying someplace else, but they insisted I was staying there. There was a free room that came available on a cancellation, and they were upgraded to a large room, and there was laundry facilities. So they got their laundry done last night because it was raining and they didn't go out at all. And they were very pleased, and they were very pleased all told with the amazing trip they had all week, they said. So we parted company at the Fleet Street Hotel beside the Palace Bar there on Fleet Street, and away they're gone. No, they're not flying out till tomorrow morning. They're leaving the hotel at 6 a.m, flying at 9, I think. So that's another week done on the country. So we'll see. We'll see when we're off again. Got off to a great start today for the day and for the month. Our first horse, Tiber Flow. I had it down at River Tiber, and I couldn't even see that last night. That's what was happening. Visually, I could see there was nothing wrong with that, but it was wrong. I was corrected today, fair play to you, and got it right. And sort of from the halfway stage, was never going to be in doubt. Loves that surface. That opened up at 11 to 2 yesterday evening. It was 4 to 1, 7 to 2 last night when I was doing the video. And the rest sort of went downhill after that. I only saw a couple of races, but we were in the Hill of Tara when Post-Impressionist and ran no sort of race. You can't come from the back like that. I'm only after watching 10 minutes ago Mr Spencer creating mayhem. I think Ross Carberry would have been placed without a doubt. It finished 4th, but he cut the nose off it on the run. I think he got 6 days ban. It's a good little horse that though. I don't know why. I can't remember any of the rest of them. Anyway, we'll go on to tomorrow. First one tomorrow is our old friend Jungle Prose. Gordon Elliott is sending it over to Uttoxeter for a 2 mile 7 good ground handicap hurdle. Won 4 in a row for us towards the latter end of last year. And if you look at it, the first run it had after a break from May until September, run of 85, it was 4th, beaten 11 1/4 lengths. But then it really picked up after that. Nearly 3 weeks later, one of 85, 97, 109, 125. But again, it was off there from 4th of February to May, and it ran pretty all right, which was up against a decent sort of a horse in Joyo Machine, rated 132. Even though we were getting weight, but that's a classy old horse. I hope that run would have brought it on. It opened up 3 to 1 there a while ago. I see it's as short as 15 to 8 with the green bouquet. Sean Bowen taking the ride. So that'll be a win bet tomorrow on our friend Jungle Prose. Our other old friend that won Errol's is out tomorrow as well. I think it's 50-1 or something. In a big handicap. There's two more. I'm going to do this like what I did the other day. Three that I sort of fancy, and then oh yeah, that was Jungle Prose.
We're in front. Joya Mashan, a definite second for Sean Flanagan.
We'll forward it a bit.
Last at the top of the track. The length of the leader. And they're chased by a driven along Jungle Prose, trying to make headway up on the outside. A break of 10 or 12 lengths back to Dragon Rock. As they near the turn in, Joya Mashan in the centre. Doubleater still there on the inside. Jungle Prose challenging on the outer, and they're clear. As they straighten up, heading for the second last, Joya Mashan driven along in front. Jungle Prose giving chase in second. Doubleater now back in third, but between the last two flights, Joya Mashan stretching on. Under Sean Flanagan has gone clear. Jungle Prose will jump it in second. Doubleater back in third, but on the run in, Joya Mashan stretching clear. Is going to win in good style for Paul Nolan and Sean Flanagan. Joya Mashan wins from Jungle Prose second, long-time leader Doubleater third, and last of the four finishers, Dragon.
Didn't run too bad, but looked a bit needed the run. Something similar to that horse today, New London. And I heard the woman commentator prior to the off saying that was only looked 80-85% fit, and it ran like it as well. There's another horse then tomorrow, a win bet on Yerwanthere. This opened up 3-1, 7-2, 7-2 there a while ago. Yeah, 7-2, it's into 2-1. But it moved yards after winning first time out for Patrick Foley. Then it won in Dundalk, beating Pierre Lapin. Decent enough horse that. But went over to Ascot the last day after being 7th of 11 in a listed race. And there was a good bit of money for it. Went off 5-1 favourite. And it's coming on the outside, you'll see it. And it's going to be cut off sort of a bit by the winner with the red cap. The red one with the red cap is wider still. But James MacDonald just wasn't... the Aussies sort of afraid to use the stick a bit. But it ran on again well to finish
Danny Musket
fifth.
have passed the halfway stage. In fact, they're at the 3 furlong pole showing in front here.
The winner is nearly last at this stage.
To Tamarama in second position. Then Roman Mist and Crystal Caprice and Indian Wish.
We're ahead of it. We're 3 from the right.
Behind those is Zenga looking for a way through. Belhaven towards the outside of the field is trying to get into contention as they head down now towards the final furlong. And as they do so, it's Tamarama. But here's Don't Tell Claire with the dark blue. And then Far Too Shy up on the outside, coming with the challenge as well. Villanova Queen with the red cap is also coming right up on the outside. Villanova Queen and Colin Keane have got to the lead. They race towards the line. Villanova Queen and Don't Tell Claire, Tanab behind those. In fourth position was Adelaide, and Far Too Shy was behind her.
No, Yerwanthere got fifth. But the run got blocked in the stretch. And I had to switch again. So Dylan Brown McMonigal in the irons tomorrow. And then there's another one at the 6 o'clock. Money for this as well. 9s into 5s, 9s into 9-2. Mr Escobar for the King of Closutton, Willie Mullins. We came across this one before. Won a maiden for Joe Murray and then to switch years, but on Good Friday in the meetings in Lingfield, went off 7-4 favourite. Now, it's in red and yellow colours. It's in third on the rail when we join the race. Keep an eye on it. Ryan Moore in the saddle.
They're full of
third place on the rail.
They come to the home turn now, and it is Haku in the red and white trying to go through to take it up. Halleck in the light blue, a big challenger. Ponzilius against the running rail. Mr Escobar desperately needs room. His first Emperor Carzola up on the outside into the final furlong. Halleck and Andrea Zeni going on by a length and a half here. Carzola the green though, with Ross Orion flying through. Carzola and Halleck behind those first Emperor. Then blow your horn and Kadash.
It isn't that he didn't stay, because I never seen anything like that at all. And was there any excuse given for it or what? But clearly there was so much money for the last. They know it's well handicapped. Back in Trip, money for it this evening. Chris Hayes. So there's sort of three that I fancy, similar to the other day, sort of win selections. Or we can do that one each way, because that'll probably be 5-1 in the morning. Still, when you get best odds guaranteed. If we just look through the races, before there's two bus horses running in the 405 at Cartmel. I'll go to that in a minute. Let's do this first. The Railway Stakes tomorrow. This AMO racing horse, what do you call it? Bucanero Fuerte. That was third to River Tiber in the Coventry. And there's cross forum then unquestionable was first or third first time out to His Majesty. Then it won and Moore switched jocks, but I thought that His Majesty, I was impressed enough with this horse the last, because it's sort of on the wrong side. It won first time out, and then it was third to Give Me the Beat Boys, and that's a decent horse. But if you look at His Majesty, it was drawn the wrong side to the speed, where the speed is on the left. There was a hot favourite in that elite status, and it's on the left. Now, His Majesty is last of the group on the right hand side.
No Name Mets is being driven along by Frankie Dettori, Toca Madeira, as they race on inside the final 2 furlongs, and doing well on this side also is the Fixer, racing now to the final furlong, far side. It's Valiant Force that leads to elite status, chased by Malk. On the stand side coming through is His Majesty now, as they race up towards the line. Valiant Force perhaps doing best, far side, chased by Malk, and elite status. It's Valiant Force that wins the Norfolk from Malk in second, elite status far side.
Like, he won his race by any amount of lengths, and the extra furlong tomorrow. I know he's the second string by Bokens, but sometimes that does backfire on them too. I'd be on His Majesty in that race. In the dash tomorrow, Comanche Falls is a really hot favourite in this, but it doesn't win too often. If you look at it there, 4 runs this year, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 runs last year, and only 1 win. And it has, I know it's the top rated in the race, but Michael Dodd's sending it over from England. I'd prefer to go a horse that way back the last day, Ano Syra. It won the Woodlands or the Greenlands last year, and it was a decent horse that betted sort of got Go Atletico the last day, but was third prior to that to Art Power. And it likes the Curragh, runs pretty well in it. Second to Go Bears Go last year, but it won twice in June last year. I prefer to go each way on that. It was 8-1 earlier. It's a bit of money for it there, but it's still 8-1. There's a couple, 3 or 4 bookies there paying 4 places. I'm going through this now because there's two clients from Longford off to the races tomorrow, Mickey Nevin and Pat Brennan, and they were looking for a tip. They're bringing the taxi with them. And while I'm there as well, best wishes to Martin Bear. He left a comment last night that he had diagnosed with cancer a couple of weeks ago, so he's going for treatment in 2 weeks. So hope all goes well for you, Martin. Monista should third run back as well for after moving the hours to Joseph O'Brien and Wodeo. I think some of them could be each way players as well. The 3 o'clock, another Premier Handicap. There's been money for Came From the Dark. It's 16s into 6s. It's Ed Walker's horse over from England. Big Gossie was second in this last year. He's £10 higher, but he runs well on the Curragh. It's an open sort of affair, but the money for Walker's horse, but he's a 7-year-old. Obviously, someone thinks it's right. That ran in Epsom the last time, didn't it? In the dash, yeah. Third to Spring Bloom. Probably think it's nicely handicapped because it's down from a high there of 108 down to 89. So keep an eye on that. The Derby then is at, I know that I said the Derby or the Derby. The outsider of the lot is Proud and Regal. And I wouldn't be surprised. This throws up a lot of surprises. You wouldn't be surprised if that finished second or third. But Augusta Roden should win it. White Birch breaks slow, runs on well at the end. But I'd be doing something sort of stupid to try and make a pound. There's another good handicap here. Rami is the favourite. There's a good bit of money for it. That's him winning here. Now, keep an eye on No More Porters in this race, and he runs well in the Curragh all the time. And on the very left in the light blue, we have Gambe Veloci.
The bag is reeled in by Gambe Veloci the Grey. Vocal Studies Coins Cross, followed by No More Porter. Donna makes ground at a final voyage, and then Rami, Flame of Ada next with Adelaide, racing well inside the final furlong. And it is Dunham who hits the front from Rami, the challenger. From a long way back is Adelaide, going to the line. Dunham and Rami, and then Adelaide who finished off well. No More Porter.
Rami won that. Dunham was fancy, didn't when he went over to Ascot, but he didn't do that great. But Gambe Veloci on the left, we backed that day, and that's owned by the Anus Mirabilis Syndicate. That is Latin for amazing year or wonderful year or something. I'm like Fudoce, who's very good at that. I think they're a bunch of retired stockbrokers. But Martin Hassett is a £10 claimer on that, and he's actually 1 for 1 for that syndicate. Did it say, come on, throw him up, we want a shot at this prize tomorrow? I wouldn't be Earls in that race. That's still, where is he here? 8 stone 7. Like a £10 off 79. That's running off 69. Jeez, it has to be better than 69. That horse, like. Maybe each way on that. I'm just trying to. 9 to 1. They're paying 6 places. Yeah, that'd be advisable. That's your one there. Hope we're saying that tomorrow. Favourite should win that. And then we have that one done as well. I was saying there was one in Cartmel. Which one is it? There we are. Marshall won for us 2 runs back. Then I got beaten by a nose the last time. At this track, he won in Newcastle, wasn't it? But he went up £5 for that second. Arctic Ambition won for us a couple of times. And it has won 2 hurdle races there. It's 118 over fences. But competitive enough, but anyone that backed Marshall when it won before, it was a nice price that day. Paying 4 places there in the scatter of the bookies, it might be worth an each way bet, even though he went up £5. Donna Myler, fairly decent jockey. Anyway, I'm rattling on a lot there. Bash the bookies over and out.